My name is Julia, and I want to tell you about the day I learned what real betrayal feels like. I was 18 years old, standing at the gates of Hope House, a group home in a small town in Oklahoma. I had a plastic bag with everything I owned and one thought in my head. This is it. Freedom. I was wrong. Nate and I grew up in that place together. He was like a brother to me, the only person in the world I truly trusted. Nate was smart, really smart. He had a dream of becoming a railroad engineer and had just received an invitation to take entrance exams at a trade school in Tennessee. It was his shot, his only shot. But Mrs. Green didn't let people go that easily. The director of Hope House was a woman with a warm smile and ice in her chest. She kept our documents, our social security files, our personal records, everything. And she knew exactly how to use it. Kids from Hope House cleaned her home, worked her land, scrubbed windows for her cleaning company. For free. And anyone who refused, their paperwork got lost. Just like that, no explanation. She told Nate his file had gone missing, that he needed to wait. A week, maybe 2. His exams were in 4 days. I couldn't watch his face. I couldn't watch the light go out of someone's eyes when their dream gets taken away. That night, I broke into her safe. I'm not proud of it, but I'd do it again. I found Nate's file, pulled out his documents, pressed them into his hands and said, "Run." He left on a Greyhound bus at 3 in the morning. I stood at that bus stop and watched the red taillights disappear into the dark. They caught me the next morning. Mrs. Green didn't yell. She smiled. And that smile is something I still see sometimes. She called the police, opened my bag, and there were 3 corporate credit cards inside. I had never seen them before in my life, but there they were. The trial was decided before it started. The witnesses spoke too smoothly, too confidently. The lawyer they assigned me barely opened his mouth. I was sentenced to 3 years. 3 years for helping my friend keep his life. In prison, I learned not to cry. I learned to sleep through any noise. I learned to look people in the eyes without letting them see the fear. And I signed up for a paramedic training course. I don't know why exactly. Maybe because I needed to do something real with my hands. Something that healed instead of hurt. I was released on parole after 2 years and 8 months. August. Brutal heat. $50 in my pocket and a parole officer's address on a slip of paper. I didn't look for Nate. I didn't know where he was. And honestly, I was afraid to find out. Afraid he had simply moved on and forgotten. People do that. I couldn't blame him. I rented a motel room for $20 a night and picked up the local paper. On the back page there was a small ad, seeking live-in caretaker, free room and board, city outskirts. I called. The voice on the other end was old and tired. The woman said, "Come over, let's take a look at each other." I got on a bus and rode to the edge of town where the roads turn dusty and the houses go quiet. At the gate of an old white house sat a black Ford F-150, and leaning against it, a man in expensive boots with the look of someone who finds everything around him inconvenient. He looked me up and down and said, "House is old, mother's difficult. If you don't run within a week, stay for free. I don't care either way." He got in his truck and drove off. I pushed open the gate and walked in.